Didn't bring any drinks, Ash.
Did.
There's schmin.
It's a coffee.
Fuck yeah.
He's still not drinking.
You're doing another sober stint?
Maybe.
Maybe?
I've managed to tame the beast for 3 weeks.
No, you won't.
Fuck,
Keep
not
it going.
bad.
Keeping it going.
Oh shit, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The last...
I saw you at Smoko.
Wait, it was only
You come to work hammered every day.
not last week. Like last week we didn't do. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last drink I had was
Because you weren't here with
Yeah, he
the
wasn't here with
Sunday.
Matt.
Yeah, the Sunday up before that weekend.
Mm.
Anyway, I just went a week without drinking because I was sick, and then I was like, wasn't that hard?
It never is.
Is that...
Drinking is a choice.
Does it say Suntory at the top? Isn't that the same company that makes those drinks behind you? Holy shit. And this whiskey right here.
Really?
Is that just a Japanese word or something for like
It's a Japanese guy on there.
beverage? I don't know.
I just buy them because they're usually
Because
special.
Turns out they're jam-packed of alcohol and I haven't been sober for 3 weeks.
Fuck yeah. That's what's been going on. Welcome back to episode
74.
Who the fuck knows? Because who knows?
It's 2022.
Yeah.
Don't date it.
Well, it's probably going to be like 2084 by the time we release one of these.
No.
True.
Don't be like that.
We release one and then the next one I release we all have grey beards.
Yeah. What happened to Ash? He died.
Alcohol withdrawal.
No, if you notice over there, a door handle's missing.
Okay.
I'm surprised nobody picked it up, to be honest.
It's not on the floor.
Normally you guys are like all detail based.
What do you mean?
I didn't know there was a door there.
Really?
I do.
Is that the laundry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What?
No, this is,
I didn't know you had a laundry.
yeah, all studios have a laundry.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you think I wash my shirts after I get sweaty?
It was a storeroom when this was a meth lab.
Yeah, basically. Nah, so I fucked the door handle up when I was installing it over the Christmas holidays. And for whatever reason, you can open it from this side, but not from the other side. And I was like, this is never going to like bite me on the ass. So like last Friday, I was home alone during the day and I went and I just came in from hanging the washing through the back sliding door and had the rest of the house locked. So I locked that door as I walked in, went in to put another load of washing in. And as I walked in, I've got like all my old sample boards in there with like benchtop samples and shit. Randomly, one of them just fell and slammed that shut behind me. I'm like,
Did you know
fuck.
straight away?
Yeah. As soon as it did it, I'm like, fuck.
So you can't get outside? Like,
Yeah, so I can get out outside,
But he's
but I
locked
didn't have
all
any
the-
house keys.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So then I was outside for legit an hour.
You should have rang me and got some advice. I've been locked in a few rooms in my lifetime.
So I ended up digging through the back, like to the back of the garden shed.
Well, you dug a tunnel.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
There's this old toolbox Dad gave me years ago, and it's just full of like tools I'd never used. But he's like, "Here, take these. These will be helpful."
Never know when you get locked in laundry.
Anyway, I found this like dodgy, shitty screwdriver in the bottom of one, and I'm trying to like unscrew the screws. And it was so like old and rusty and just greasy. As I turned it, I dropped it. And because it was so
rolled in the drain.
it was so brittle, when it hit the ground, the handle just shattered. And I was just left with like the stem of the screwdriver. Oh, it was so bad.
The moral of the
stressful.
story is Nikita got home. She's like, "There's so much laundry been done.
Yeah.
What have you been doing all day?"
And then Nikita got in the room and the door shut behind you. And you're like,
Yeah. We're all
both
locked
stuck
in
in
there.
there.
Yeah. I've been waiting for tonight for you guys to let me out.
So I'm guessing the stick screwdriver worked.
Yeah, eventually. It got the screws out enough, but then it was still jammed, so I had to like bash the handle off. And
Screwdriver was
not-
unnecessary.
yeah, it was not fun.
Okay.
Not fun at all.
So is it broken now?
Hence the reason there's no handle.
Right.
We do the whole, like, when we have to leave the house with the two kids, it's always chaos. And then we get to the car and it's like, oh, fuck, I got to go grab blah, blah, blah. So I grab the keys out of the car and I go in, unlock the door, have to go in, fucking get something, come back out. Oh, I've got to... Anyway, today it was like we wanted to walk the kids down to the shops and I got the spare key because we didn't have the car keys on us because we were just going for a walk. So I got the spare key that we have hidden, and like
Where's it hidden?
just in the pot plant.
Fake rock.
Yeah, there's a couple of pot plants. It's the one closest to the door.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. All right.
Under a leaf sort of thing. Yeah.
You got to dig your pot plant out.
Not under the mat, if anyone's looking.
Definitely not under the mat.
That's way too obvious.
Mats and pot plants are the two most obvious places.
Anyway, so I've like unlocked the door, gone in, got whatever I need to get, come back out, close the door, and then Katie's like, "Oh, I got to go grab my phone." I was like, "Fuck, I left the spare key in there and everything's locked." It's like, so lucky I left the garage door unlocked. It's never locked.
Yeah.
Nice.
You feel so defenseless.
What's the point of having a spare key if your garage door's never locked?
We don't have a spare
anybody.
key. My parents' they always leave their garage unlocked.
No one ever thinks to open it.
I guess.
Well, my garage is one of those tilt doors, and it's like a piece
That's the
of
same
shit.
with theirs, yeah.
Like it's almost falling off.
Yeah.
And like it's got like a little bar handle on it that you twist,
Yeah.
and it unlocks it from the inside. But it's always been locked since we've lived there.
Yeah.
It's that rusted and fucked that if you go to twist it, it doesn't twist. So if anyone's going to break in that door, they'll be like, "Oh, it's locked," and they'd walk off. All you have to do is pull it, and it would just swing open.
Fuck yeah, this is nice and loose.
What are you doing?
We had a fucking awkward event today.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I didn't. So Nikita's got well, it's not really a new job anymore. She started a job like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? The fact that a woman has a job.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah. You're an idiot.
Anyway, she's like a subcontractor cleaner. So they do like a quarterly event for their work where everyone gets together at like a park or something.
Like team building type.
Yeah, basically like that. They hire food trucks. Like it's a big fucking thing.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then so we went today and it was down at a big park at Nerang.
Okay.
And we get there and it's just fucking packed full of parties and shit.
Oh, other people?
Yeah. And because she's like a cleaner, she doesn't work with anyone. So she's never met anyone.
Right.
So I'm like, that's all right. We'll just find your boss. And
That's why they hold the events, I guess, right? So
I guess so, yeah. I'm like, we'll just find your boss. And she's like, I had a phone interview to get the job. And I'm like, so we're walking around this park trying to find this
party?
Yeah.
Is this the party?
Do these people look like
Welcome
cleaners?
to Matthew's 6th birthday.
Look for the Mexicans.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, fuck.
Hard workers.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. But yeah, we eventually found it. It was super awkward because no one knew anyone.
But that's everyone else's. There wasn't like a group of people that knew each other, and then
Nah, there was maybe 4 older ladies that have been there for years.
You
And
walk up to any group and you're like, "So, who do you work for?"
We walked past a kids' party that had a magician, and I was like, "There's Adrian."
Oh, I forgot to bring a deck of cards. I want to show you a trick.
why didn't you?
I've been practicing. Adrian bought me in a deck of cards so I
Oh,
can
really?
practice at home. Yeah. Do you have to go somewhere? I just saw you check your watch.
Do you know? Excuse me. A few weeks ago, I was like, "Stop checking your fucking watch. Why are you looking at the time
So
all the
rude.
time?"
So disrespectful.
Well, at work,
Yeah.
because I'm full time management mode.
No,
I've got so many
Is it a-
reminders and alarms and shit set. And
Is it a phone watch? You can see your
I
messages.
have an
Yeah,
alarm
yeah.
that reminds me to check my watch.
Is that time again? What time? To check the time.
I just like to know where I'm at
You're at your house.
in the day. Yeah,
It's 8:30 and we're podcasting. You got nowhere else to be, my friend.
Take
Yeah.
your watch off.
fair call. Fair call.
Yeah.
What the
Okay.
fuck is this? But yeah, it was pretty awkward.
So, what was the awkward part? Because no one knew anybody.
Well, yeah, just the fact that we're walking through a random park looking at parties. With that, they're probably looking at us going, why the fuck are these people staring at us?
Can we have some cake?
Yeah. And then we
So
finally
they had
got
food trucks and stuff there, and then you had to pay for food, or they put
No,
it
it was pretty good. It was all paid for. They had balloon animals and face painting and shit.
I'd rather do that than to go to
Wait.
when you go to those parks, do you have to cook on those public barbecues?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
How much piss is on here?
I don't think about
Yeah,
that.
I've never done that.
And those cunts that just
You've
leave
never
them
cooked
fucking
on them or thought about that?
cooked on them.
I cook on them all the time.
Do you?
Whenever we go, because like we do family stuff with like Katie's side,
Yeah.
and I missed that. What would you laugh at?
I said,
No, carry on.
He's laughing
He's
because
like-
I said I cook them all the time, and he's ticking.
I was just picturing him being like, Tara, I'm going to the park to cook the meat. Be back in 5.
It's free gas,
they're electric, but yeah.
free electricity.
Tesla.
You open the thing, it's just a hamster on a wheel.
I thought it was a dude in there winding the thing.
Midget. Oh. Mexican midget.
It's hard working, he said.
Yeah.
Whenever we go to the park and like have to do, like we have family things and it's always someone brings sausages and we just like cook it on their barbie. There's always a family before us who cook marinated meat and it just burns on there and they just leave it.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, you can cook whatever you want, but clean the shit. Like,
Yeah. I want to see my face in it before I cook on there. And it can't smell like piss.
how do you know? Even if it did smell like piss, I'd still probably be fine with it.
I wouldn't.
Why?
Don't know. Just have a thing about that, you know?
What? It's so queasy.
I go to your house, you're all just eating dinner off the toilet seat.
I mean, I'm just like, once you cook on it, it's clean. It's fine.
You're going to marinate your food. You're like, I'm just going to piss in this chicken for this. We walked past the park today. As we're taking the kids down to the shops. And we hear this bang. And I look over and there's these kids just like throwing a trolley down the half pipe. And I was just like, fuck me. Kids these days. A trolley's like, yeah, poor trolley.
I almost forgot. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago when I said, I had something happen that I wanted to tell you about. It was to do with a trolley. We were not like, you know how we were talking about returning a trolley and like that judges like if you're a good person or not. Like if you're a person that puts a trolley back or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you're the kind of person throw it down a half pipe.
Yeah.
Or that guy.
I had a moment happen the other day.
And I couldn't work out if this dude was a good person or not a good person. So we were walking into the supermarket and I was with the kids and we were walking in so through the sliding doors and then got the trolleys outside of the gates that you go to get into the supermarket. And so we were in the outside section after just in between the supermarket and the outside, so through the big sliding doors. Yeah. And the dude goes, we walked past and walked through the self-opening automatic gates, and I heard this dude go, huh, and just shoved this trolley and pushed it from 15 meters away, just launched it into the other trolleys that were stacked that you collect. And I was like, turned around and I looked and I was like, wait, he returned the trolley, but he just aggressively threw it into the middle of nowhere as if that was a normal thing to do and kept walking. I couldn't figure.
He did the right thing, but he made fun of it.
But I don't know if it was fun. He seemed pissed off, someone had told him he had to return the trolley.
His missus are you a shit cunt? Take the trolley back. He's like, fuck.
But he just launched it into all these other trolleys. Yeah. It smashed into them, bounced around and stuff.
We went to the shops the other day, and I don't know why, but I was like, that moment was playing in my head about returning the trolley, and I'm like,
see, I've changed you.
Yeah, I'm like, I've got to return it.
Yeah.
But it was at the Hyperdome, so there's 12 different shops that have trolleys. Okay. So you got to try and put it in the designated shop one, or at least
the same designated shop one?
Well, at least the same sized one.
Oh,
you know how
right,
there's
the
half trolleys and fucking blah blah blah. And then I get to the trolley bay, and there's a guy who just started coming down the aisle of the car park, and he's watching me. But when I get there, it's just so jam packed, and I had a full trolley, and the two back trolleys were half trolleys. So I had nowhere I could push my trolley.
For a second, I thought you were trying to put your trolley full of your stuff back.
No, and he's just watching me. I could see him watching me, so I got into awkward panic mode. So I walked the trolley back to my car.
Really?
Yeah, just an empty trolley.
You should have just rearranged the trolley.
And then I waited for him to drive away, and I just left it and drove away. I was
my gosh.
Not letting that happen again.
I don't understand.
So now I don't use trolleys ever.
I just use baskets.
Just carry all my shit. I take my own wagon.
We have a wagon.
You just
So do
reverse your car up to the shop doors. Just throw it straight into the boot.
We only do click and collect now.
That'd be so much better.
Katie, whenever we go to the shops and we have the kids in the pram, we have to like go to the yogurt section and give them a yogurt.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I do it, I give them one and I get another one just so they can scan it twice at the thing.
Yeah.
Katie just pulls it out of their hands and gives it to them to scan it.
Yeah.
But they're all grotty and like yogurt and shit all over them. Today she just grabs them and like reaches around the counter and scans it for her and then gives it back and then grabs it again and does it a second time with the other one. I was like, don't scan your own shit. And this little girl's like, okay.
Oh my god! It's like she's gonna yell at me if I say anything.
I've been super polite about it, but
Yeah.
like Katie didn't want her to touch the grotty yogurt.
Yeah.
But she's like, reached around and scanned it for her.
Is it that, or she didn't want the lady to touch your kid's like thing that they're gonna put in their mouth?
No, it was more about protecting the worker from our kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
We what?
Step away from the scanner.
I was mowing the lawn last weekend.
I was going to comment how good your lawn looks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How can you see? It's pitch black.
You should talk about it.
Okay. No. So I'm mowing the front lawn. I didn't do the back lawn because it's just a mud pit at the
And
moment.
no one goes out there to see it.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm mowing, and then all of a sudden I just see this kid like flying down the road on his scooter. And it's like a bit of a hill this way. I'm like, that's weird. He's like going pretty quick on like a general street. So I like stop mowing and I look up and like take note of what's going on. And this big black fucking German Shepherd is just like at his heels. Oh. And he's shitting his pants. And as you get to my house, it goes up a steep hill. So he's lost all momentum on his scooter.
Oh, no. You turn the mower off and sit down like
Yeah,
with a beer
I
in your
basically
hand,
did.
come on.
I was just watching the whole thing. So he's like thrown his scooter and just started running. And he's like
he
running
could outrun
around cars and shit. Yeah, I'm like, you're not going to outrun that thing. That's a fucking beast.
Just pat it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He must
So-
have schmackos in his pocket.
Yeah, I don't know. So he's fucking running around cars trying to lose it. And then he runs back past my place. And I'm like, I just yell out, I'm like, oh, you right? I don't know what else to fucking say.
Missing his arm and shit.
He's getting attacked on the ground.
Or is that your blood trail?
Oh,
You
fuck.
going to clean that blood
Yeah.
up? Or what?
His mates are like up the road
Wait.
on their bikes just watching him.
If you're gonna die, move one house over.
So I'm like, you're right. He's like, I can't get rid of the dog. And
Get
I
off
was
my
like-
lawn.
And then the dog's seen me and it's just run over. And I was like, just
booted
played it. I played it calm and I'm just like, hey, how you going? Like patting it and shit. And it started wagging its tail. And then like, luckily, this car came flying down. They're like, that's my dog. Just stand really still. And I was like, oh my God.
He's got rabies.
But they didn't even say shit. They just put the dog in their ute and drove away. Like, didn't say sorry to the kid or anything. I was like, are you okay?
Well, they told you to stay still because it's like aggressive.
I don't know. It seemed fine to me.
really
It was
still.
like,
They probably like are just worried because if it does bite you,
yeah,
then, like,
yeah.
fucked it up.
But it was like a typical giant, like black German Shepherd. Like it
called?
looked scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like letting me pat
Yeah.
it.
Are you
And this
alright?
kid was like fucking shaking.
Did he say thank you to you for distracting the dog?
Nah, because then his mates that were watching him on their bikes, like typical, they were like maybe 12. They've come down and just like ripping on him and shit.
You're such a pussy.
Yeah,
a
exactly. So they just like walked up the hill laughing. I'm like, oh, probably so scared.
Yeah, I never like, I'm always like weird about dogs. Like I'm a dog person,
Yeah.
but I always like, would you bite me? So I just like pretend they're not going to.
Yeah.
I think it's like, if you stress, they can sense it.
Yeah.
But that could just be woo-woo that people say.
Woo woo.
Woo-woo.
It's woo woo.
It's woo woo.
Did I tell you when we went to Mundaberg camping and we stayed at a farm stay? So they got animals and stuff there. And they put out these like carrots and sweet potatoes in crates, and you just went to like throw them over the fence or whatever, and the
Yeah.
things go eat it. And we were there, and the kids were feeding the horses. And Kenzie was like, I was like, be careful. And I just turned around helping Evie, like, and she was like pretty much right next to me. But all I heard was like, ah! I was like, what? And I turned around, and this horse is like bit her finger and like
okay.
trying to pull it off. Just freaking out. I'm like, wait, and I like just like tapped it on like the top of its nose, like shocked, and he was like, let go, and like her finger was like all bruised and swollen. She's like, I don't like horses anymore.
I'm allergic to them.
I just sent you a photo.
Okay.
It's the it's that drawing that I wanted James to see.
Okay.
So my nephew, when he was younger,
Oh, yeah.
my nephew when he was younger, he
Is
drew,
your computer?
he drew a picture of I think it was his art teacher or something. He had to like sketch it with pencil. It was a pretty good picture, and he was like 12 or something.
Yeah.
And it was on his Instagram, and I saw it the other day. And I was like, "Holy shit, that's almost identical to you."
There was another photo that people used to show me of this guy sitting on a train. I think you might. I don't know if you sent it to me. I had a few people send it to me, and they're like, "This looks exactly like you if you were like jacked on steroids."
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think it looked like you though? I guess is the thing.
Like it was just a bearded dude in a hat. Like it's pretty generic.
Hang on.
But yeah, let's see this drawing, eh?
Yeah. Hopefully, there's some.
Did it work? Hang on. Did it send?
Oh my God, Adrian.
Where does it go to after it says send?
Downloads?
Is that where you go?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go.
Did you airdrop it?
Yeah.
Yeah, should go to downloads.
I feel how heavy that can is, and it's empty.
I can't find that.
It's so deceiving.
That
And
is
try
pretty
and crush the
deceiving.
can.
Why?
It's just concrete.
It's like,
That's a solid can.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How's it alcohol tasting?
Pretty shit, to be honest. I was saying to Adrian before you came, I think I've hit like my threshold as well with alcohol.
It's
This is
not doing it
James.
for you. Have a break and then fucking have a drink.
How does that look like me?
You don't think that looks like you? It does a bit.
It kind of does.
Nah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, it's not identical.
How old's your cousin?
He was like,
Before I go hard.
no, he's probably like 12.
Let rip.
Yeah, right.
That's like fucking shits on anything I could ever draw.
When Ash showed it, I can't remember who it was. Someone in the office at work, he's like, who does this look like?
It's like, James.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty
Maybe
close.
a little bit.
Good shading.
It's good cross shading there.
I was,
It's the
hoping
beard.
for better.
It's definitely the beard and like the dark eyes. Yeah.
What do you mean the dark
The beard
eyes?
and the dark
You
eyes.
got dark eyes and a beard.
Black shark eyes.
Black shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
sweet.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Just tattoo always tired on him. You'd look like Post Malone.
Does that mean I look like Post Malone?
I guess so.
I guess.
Fuck yeah.
Can you sing like him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was I don't know, I must have been like 18. We went to what's that? Like aquarium up Sunny Coast that changed its mind.
Underwater?
Yeah, that's what it
Underwater?
was.
Yeah.
And then now it's Sea Life or some shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
walking through there with Nikita when we were younger, and then this guy like came up and he's like, "Can I get a photo?" And I'm like,
Who did you think you were?
and I'm like,
Are you Baby Shark?
why?" I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, he's like, "Holy shit, I thought you were Billy Slater." And I'm like, "I look nothing like Billy Slater."
I thought you were Kelly Slater.
I was like, he's like, "Oh, you look exactly like him." And I'm like, "Okay."
We went there probably 5 years ago, and you know how like sometimes once or twice in your life you're going to find like a $20 note on the ground.
Yeah.
I looked down, there's two $20 notes on the ground. I was like,
Really?
fuck yeah, picked them up, and I felt bad that like just to pocket them. So I
Yeah.
stood there with the money in my hand, and Katie was with me. I'm like, let's just stand here for like 5 minutes in case someone's like looking on the ground. So obviously someone went to put it in their pocket and dropped it.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was nothing. So I was like, you want $20?
I've had I must have dropped a $5 note one day getting into my ute, and it's just been on my driver's side floor for like probably a month now. And I just leave it there because every time I get in,
It's just $5.
Every time I get in, I'm like, oh, there's $5 there if I ever need it. But like, I could put it in my wallet. I just Oh, he actually does look like someone, but I can't remember right now.
Who, Post Malone?
No, the drawing.
I'd say he
Is it
looks- he
supposed to
looks-
be of someone?
His teacher.
He looks like a barbed wire fence.
Oh, he drew it of his teacher.
I think so. Is that
Yeah,
what he
that's.
said?
I think it was his art teacher or something. He had to like draw.
Did his art teacher pose, or did he just like, here kids, have a portrait of me?
Can you
you
put
imagine-
your shirt back on, sir?
This is my headshot.
Didn't tell you.
Wait, we had a teacher in grade 11.
They were doing live art.
And yeah, we're in grade 11 and he was a South African dude, like just come here from South Africa. So he had like the strongest accent and all that. And then
No, keep talking.
we,
I was like trying to figure out if this was the same one.
I wasn't going to stop.
No, keep going.
yeah.
Continue.
I was hoping it'd be better, to be honest. But anywho.
South African teacher.
Yeah, South African teacher. And then like me and my mates, obviously in grade 11, all we spoke about at school was like dicks and shit. And like, and he like overheard us for maybe a week in a row. And he's like, can you three stay like after class? And we're like, oh, okay. And then
What's this for a dick?
yeah, we stay and he like just starts pressuring us. And he's like, do you guys watch porn? And we're like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then he like,
Wait, what grade was this?
grade 11.
Yeah.
And he like started just going deep. And then he's like, do you guys have sisters and mums? And we're like, yeah. Well, I was like, I've only got a mum. And he's like,
We all have moms. Biologically, we all have.
and then
moms.
he's like, you all need to stop watching porn because if you keep watching porn, you're going to start wanting to have sex with your mum and sisters.
What the
And we're
fuck?
like, what the fuck, sir? I'm like, all right, you guys are weird wanting to fuck your sisters.
You're like, I already do that. Stop the porn.
yeah. But I was like,
Jesus.
yeah, I'm like, do I
So
tell
he's
my
talking-
mum about this? Or?
Mum, apparently we should have sex.
He's like, I know from experience.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, like, he's talking from, like, his
Yeah,
first
yeah.
hand.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I watched porn and all I wanted to do was fuck my sister.
Yeah. So then, of course, all we did after that was like ramp it up and talk about how we wanted to fuck our sisters and shit in front of
He
her.
made it
Yeah,
worse.
yeah. He made it so much worse for himself.
That's fucked.
Do you say interesting?
Yeah.
The whiskey or the fucking your sister?
Story.
The story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's throwing a curveball in the conversation.
Yeah. We can go back to the Billy Slater thing. I have a story about football.
Go for it.
Fantastic.
It's not exactly about football, Adrian, so calm down. Nah, so I had a Sparky here the other week doing a fair bit of work.
I need to know who this is.
The Sparky.
No, Billy Slater.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Might have
This story doesn't really have much to do about Billy Slater, but so he was doing a heap of work and shit, and our manhole's in here, so you had to keep coming in here to get in our ceiling. And obviously, I got all these rum bottles, and right there you can see like the Queensland Origin rum bottles.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh.
I go for New South Wales, and then I walk in here to see how he's going, and he's like, "Oh fuck yeah, I love all your bottles, blah blah blah," and he's like, Queensland's going to smash on Wednesday. Like this was the week State of Origin was. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we'll see. And he's like, yeah, fuck New South Wales, eh? And I'm like,
You said, yeah, fuck him.
yeah. I got so awkward. And he's like, obviously you wouldn't have those bottles if you went for New South Wales. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
obviously, fuck New
Because
South Wales.
Queensland Bundy did a New South
Yeah,
Wales
yeah.
version.
I hate the color blue. Yeah.
It was so awkward. So I had a legit like 3 to 5 minute conversation with him about how shit New South Wales was.
You run to the back and
Why?
start like,
Why?
It's
Yeah.
just so awkward.
Dude, it's not like he's going to be like, I'm going to fuck your electricity up now.
We went to the deli again this afternoon and I had freaked out and Nikita was right beside me. She's like, I don't feel like talking. You talk to her. And I'm like, I don't want to. And I'm like,
at the
I'm like,
deli.
all right. Yeah. I'm like, all right. What do you need me to say? And she's like, get a kilo of middle bacon. And I'm like, isn't it middle rasher bacon? And she's like, just say middle and they'll know what I mean.
What?
So I'm like, can I have a kilo of middle bacon? And the chick gave me this funny look. And
The bacon from the middle of the pile.
as she walked to get the bacon, I like said to Nikita, I'm like, I fucking told you. She should think I was weird.
She's going to tell all her friends about me now.
Oh, so this other day at work, this guy asked for middle bacon.
What a fucking...
What a fucking loser.
And we stack our bacon top, middle, bottom. I couldn't figure out if he wanted the one in the middle.
And his
And
wife was standing behind him laughing.
Yeah, his wife winked at me.
What? Okay, what's rash? Is it rash? Rasher?
Rasher, yeah.
For my entire life, thought they were saying rash of bacon. One rash of bacon. Like
Scrape that rash off that pig.
So one strip of bacon was a rash, and it was like a rash of bacon. That's what I thought it was. So what is it? Rasher? Is that the word?
I don't know why it's called a rasher.
Yeah, Google that.
Must be some sort of definition of a thin slice of meat, is my guess.
Rasher. So RASH.
Yeah.
Rasher bacon.
What is a rasher of bacon? Holy shit. Sorry. Thin slice of bacon.
Okay. Well, we learned something tonight.
There you go.
And what was she saying? A middle bacon.
Yeah, she said just ask for middle bacon.
Middle bacon.
But I thought it was a middle rasher bacon. Oh, there we go. Middle bacon.
She was right.
Middle bacon's like the big bit though.
Okay.
And I thought rasher bacon's a streaky bit.
Right.
Oh, so it just refers to the different part of the cow. The pig. And your moose.
I laugh, but then I watched a bearded butcher make beef bacon.
A bearded butcher.
Yeah, like the two guys on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Butchers, yeah.
Right.
No, just a dude with a beard.
Seemed oddly specific for the story.
Anyway, there you go.
Price of bacon's going up.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
Oh, yeah, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mate.
no, yeah.
Yep.
You guys are idiots. Actually, I saw Ty showed me this thing the other day where it's like, it's not actually a thing yet, but it's like proposed and they're like trying to raise money for it. It's like so they get people with farms to like house their animals, and then you can like buy half a cow or whatever, and so you like buy directly from the farm, so you get the meat of half a cow or whatever when they slaughter it.
Fuck yeah.
What, like cheaper than what you would at the...
Yeah, fuck yeah. Buying stuff in bulk is way cheaper.
But you buy half a cow. Do you get to pick the half? Because I wouldn't want the head half. It's a waste.
You're a fucking dickhead, mate. What do you mean? They
Like
sell a
someone-
cow by like half through the middle.
Oh, through the middle?
yeah.
So you get half a brain.
Yeah, you get a
What if you want two eyeballs? It's like, sorry, babe, only one eyeball tonight. It's mine.
Well, when they slaughter a cow, there's no head. It's just like the front quarter and then the back quarter,
Oh, okay.
and then so you could have.
Some people cook the head.
Yeah, if
When-
you're in friggin'
Mexico.
Well, when my family had the farm,
The
it was like it took a bit of adjusting for me, like when I was 10. But they'd like,
What do they do with the head?
well, my uncle used to love like the tongue and shit,
Yeah,
and he
okay,
used
but
to
that's different.
like
That's
the,
awful.
like the eyes.
Yeah, that's awful too. But not like they don't put.
but
They
I
don't
don't-
boil the whole fucking head.
Yeah, and
really?
then and then they make like a soup or a stock or something. Like they don't eat the head, I guess, but they use it still.
I'm
Yeah.
picturing like your uncle walking you out to like a cow in the field, gives you a steak knife. He's like, customers want half a cow, mate. Start cutting.
Yeah, it used to be so fucked. I used to get so traumatized down there.
don't
But they'd
think that's
legit like bring a
traumatizing.
cow and then like it'd be like, yeah, they'd just lift it up with the forklift tractor and then just like
Just lower it into a blender.
and then just start chopping it and like
You have to, like,
processing
But it was
it.
dead, right? Or
put
they
the-
slaughtered it.
You
Yeah.
have to put the arm glove on and like stick your hand up its ass to fucking get it off. Why do they do that? Check it's
They-
pregnant.
Well, they don't do that when
they can impregnate the cow.
Yeah.
Is that, oh, they're impregnated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely there's an easier way. Why not a long syringe?
I just
Or,
pictured
like,
you getting like a job at
paste.
an abattoir. They're like, let's stitch this guy up.
Okay, so see
Meat to
these
be tender.
6,000 dead cows.
Yeah.
Here's some gloves.
Here's some normal standard gloves. You need to be elbow deep.
Why? Because I think so. Like
Figure
if you
eights.
buy stud sperm, like from what like you buy, however much sperm you buy, you only got so much on. I think it's expensive.
The average amount of
Yeah.
sperm that you buy.
Well, I don't know how much.
$2.30 a litre.
Can you tell me how much a ejaculated bull does? I don't know.
Probably a fair bit.
Yeah.
They used to chop their nuts off as well. They bought me a brand new pocket knife. I was stoked. And then,
I got to do it.
and then they drove me up to the feedlot.
Swiss
And my
Army
cousin's like, oh, can I have a look at your knife? Give it to him. And then he legit, like, the cows run through a chute
Yeah.
and you give it all its needles and shit. Walks in behind the chute and just cuts this bull's nuts off.
What?
And then just, like, chases me, pins me down, and then he's, like, hovering them over my mouth.
What,
And
a
I'm like,
live bull?
yeah, they cut their balls off.
That'd be painful.
Nah, not even.
It surprisingly didn't look painful.
The thing
They
is,
just,
though,
like,
like,
slit
I think
the
you
skin.
don't realize like how weak people are. Like animals are so tough.
Yeah. Because basically they just slit the skin,
But
pop the nut
yeah.
out, and then just cut the little like string bit. And then they
Tendon?
like squirt this blue or purple spray in there, and then they just
Antiseptic
jog off
shit,
and
yeah.
Holy fuck.
continue their cow life.
I think, no, like what you said, people are so, I think it's because we can express emotion more.
No,
I don't think animals can.
No, I don't think it's that.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Like I watch.
Do you work for Big Pharma?
Yeah.
Get it?
You're an idiot. I don't know. I was obsessed with that Nature's Metal page so much.
It's pretty heavy, isn't it?
And I was like, man, we're so weak.
Yeah.
This freaking gazelle or something was walking around with its fucking guts out. And it's like, obviously it wasn't going to be fine, but it was like walking around as if it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We put on I don't know, forget what it's called. It's like an American animal documentary that's on Disney Plus at the moment. And we're watching it last night with the kids because they'll for whatever reason they won't sit there and watch a movie, but if you put a nature documentary on, they're just like they'll sit there all day watching it.
I'm like that too.
And then it got to obviously the part of every nature documentary where I think what was it? Oh, it was an alligator about to kill a deer. And it's like slowly creeping up and I'm like giving him so much warning. And Westy's like, I want to watch it. And I'm like, oh, you say that now. And then like I'm trying to cover P's eyes and shit. And then it finally happened. The alligator like shot out of the water and missed. And I was like, all this lead up and like preparing.
Most nature documentaries aren't that like some are, but most aren't that graphic.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic.
Josh is going through the stage of like, he'll want to watch something. He'll be like, oh, I want to watch monster trucks. So I like go to YouTube as I'm typing, all the videos are like suggesting popping up at the bottom as I'm typing.
Yeah.
And he sees all these other things pop up and he's like listing all the things he wants to watch. I'm like, well, pick one. Anyway, it always ends up with he wants to watch those toy videos. Like he wants to watch other people playing with the toys.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, my kids went through that.
And so today he wanted to watch monster trucks, but he wanted to watch like someone playing with monster truck toys. And it's just like zoomed in their hands.
That's so interesting.
And he'll sit there and just watch that for like an hour.
Yeah.
And when we went to the shops today,
Watch me play with monster trucks.
no, we went to like the $2 shop because Katie wanted to buy like this bottle thing, but there was like a minimum $5 spend. So she's like, oh, grabbed a monster truck. It was like $6.
Yeah.
And he was like stoked as we got home and he sat on the couch and he wanted to watch monster trucks while holding it. And I'm like, play with it. Just fucking play with it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I think this Christmas I'm going to buy like a heap of toys, do a setup in my garage and film myself playing with it and just give him the video.
I've said that to Nikita so many times because the boys are the same. They sit there. They got 3 kids.
That's so interesting.
3 kids they alternate between. Or like 2 of them are brothers. One's a brother and sister and then the other one's just a kid on his own. And legit, that's all they do. Open toys, then play with the toys. And my kids will just sit there watching it.
And they have like
"You got
hundreds
the
of
same
millions of
fucking
views.
toys in there. Yeah.
Then they're rich off it.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So rich.
Some of them have 6 setups. Like they have a full city built.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they have like
He's like, I started watching this kid play
I
with toys.
watched with him because we watched the garbage truck one today, and like this guy had every version of every garbage truck, every different bin, like even the garbage trucks with the front forks.
Yeah.
Were holding on to this separate system, which had a side loader, which the separate system he'd pull up to the bin and it would side load a bin into it. I'm like, what?
Have you seen the ones yet where they're, you know, the little round beads, the magnetic beads?
They go in your anus?
Nah, they're like,
What are you talking about?
oh, my screen isn't up.
What is it?
They're, I forget what they're called, but maybe type in like magnetic
AN.
bead.
That is not going to go well. Magnet bead.
They're just like coloured.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my
Like
kids will
cubes
sit
and
there
shit.
and just watch. Yeah, like those.
I want some of them now.
But like there's YouTube videos where they'll do like whole cities or like build an excavator or something out of it. And the video will go for half an hour and it's just like just watching a dude clip little dots together. I'm like, fuck.
Like those videos would be easy. Just get a GoPro and set a little table up and just chuck it up and see if the algorithm helps. I don't know.
Yeah.
My kids don't like that shit, but they'll watch like someone make a cake or make bake or do that type of thing.
There's so Westy's like obviously started to learn the remote and shit and he just controls the TV. And somehow he gets to these weird fucked up videos. So I obviously like keep an eye on him to make sure it's not like a murder video or some shit.
Oh, man.
And the other day, I don't know how he found it, but I walked into the lounge room and there's just this video of a tiger laying on a train, like it's an animated sort of thing. Like it's the realistic looking animated shit. And there's this tiger laying on the train tracks and the train is in the distance heading towards it. And then there's this monkey that's like jumping around the tiger trying to get it to jump off the train tracks by doing all this stupid shit. And then the tiger's just ignoring it. and it went for like 20 minutes, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, surely this isn't going to happen, and the train just keeps.
You sat and watched for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to see if the train hits.
Why don't you just skip forward?
He wouldn't let me. He had the remote.
He's like, Dad, it's just like the alligator that didn't jack the deer.
Yeah. So eventually, the train just stops in front of the tiger, and the tiger just gets up and walks away. And I'm like, that's such a waste of time.
so dumb.
But he played it again like a week later, and Nikita walked past, and she's like, "Oh my god, the train's not going to hit it." And I'm like, "It does." And then she sat there and watched the whole thing. I'm like, no, I didn't just waste my time.
Sat through the ads that popped up and everything.
Yeah.
That's what shits me. When we change Hamish's nappy, he's terrible. Like, just does not want to lay still. He'll flip while he's covered in shit, and it's just chaos.
Yeah.
So we like got to hold a phone up, and like you got to get there fast before you sort of lay him down. You got to time it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we always go the Wiggles, and it's only the Wiggles he'll sit and watch.
Yeah.
And he like, when you press it, you got to sit through fucking 15-second
Yeah,
ads of like
sucks.
car insurance. It's like, come on. Can't the algorithm recognize it's a kid's video and like
Pay $10 and don't have ads.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I've paid too many subscriptions to too many things.
Cancel
There's
the ones that
yeah.
you don't use.
Yeah,
and pay
that's
$10.
what we need to do.
You use YouTube the most, right?
There's-
Pay the $10 and
There's
have no
so,
ads.
so many little things in life that you're just like, why didn't I do that sooner? Like, we've had one cigarette car charger between me and Nikita for like 12 months. And if you forget to put it in the other car, it's like, fuck.
Oh, right.
And then every time I go to the shops, I'm like, I should just buy another one. It's like $20.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, they're not going to win.
Just take that $5 note off your car floor and buy one.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was legit the best subscription thing that we ever paid for.
Probably should. It's probably the thing they watch the most at the moment is YouTube.
What do you like? So no ads, and then you just get like all the streaming shit that's
Well, you get no ads, you get YouTube Music, and then you also
Spotify.
can let the videos play while it's turned off.
This is
Oh yeah, true.
this is a Spotify exclusive podcast.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, no, well I've got Spotify, like the family pack because Katie uses it too. Netflix, Stan.
But was it
Foxtel.
you that I was telling, like, just cancel all your things and then just do a month when you want to watch something? Like, you don't have to keep it running.
It just seems like a lot
Yeah.
of work to.
It's
like,
not. You turn it on, turn it off.
really like. How do you do that? Like
You
is
go
it an
cancel
on-off?
subscription, and then when you like want to watch something, log back in.
It is
subscribe.
annoying though.
Why?
Subscribe
Because-
you have to put all your details and
No,
bullshit
it's
back
your
in?
account. You just like put your new credit card or whatever back in, and then you're done.
Oh, that's the thing. I just don't want to type in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
12
I'll just
digits.
I
I'll
literally
pay
went
for
through this.
a rolling month for no reason.
I literally
It's only
went through
$10.
this yesterday.
But the thing I watch every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally went through this yesterday. I was like, got some thing pop up, and it was like the 20-year anniversary of Entourage or something, and that's probably like my favorite TV series ever. So I was like trying to find it through all the streaming things that we're subscribed to.
Let me guess, it's Paramount.
Nah, it's on Binge, and I'm like,
Okay.
fuck, we cancelled Binge like last month, and I'm like, I'm not going to sign up again just to watch it.
Why? Just do it.
How's no one
gonna do
monopolized
it.
them all or like grouped them all together and you pay a subscription?
Yes,
and then
there
you're-
is.
And then
There
you've
is.
You
got
can
it.
buy it, yeah, you can buy it on like Google TV or whatever it is, or Google
No,
Play.
no,
or
no.
whatever.
What he's talking about is one subscription that covers them all.
Oh,
Covers
right,
every
yeah,
single
yeah.
streaming service.
I think there is.
I don't know.
But I just
Watch,
don't think they're good.
watch the new South Park episodes, and it'll
God, I
explain
really
exactly why.
Okay. What's that on again? I still don't know.
Paramount Plus. It's literally what the whole like 2 movies are about. It's called Streaming Wars, and it's
Oh, okay.
legit exactly this conversation.
Okay, so what's Paramount Plus? Is that just another Netflix
It's just
thing?
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
but they have like all HBO stuff, which is some pretty.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
HBO's sick because my Foxtel Go on my phone. So I've got Foxtel, but I can't watch heaps of shit on TV. But the app on my phone, which is the same account, I can watch heaps of extra shit.
Yeah,
So I watch like Chernobyl and all that
Yeah.
on there, which is fucking sick. Have you seen that?
Nah.
I think if you're looking for one to drop Netflix. Netflix is pretty shitty now. There's not really that much on there.
Yeah, I don't know. The kids, oh yeah, I suppose. It's mainly the kids that watch everything now.
Yeah, our kids,
Like
anything that's on Netflix, they just watch on YouTube now.
Yeah, so drop Netflix and get whatever one you want to watch.
Like Katie loves watching her fucking vampire shit on Netflix.
What?
She
though?
rewatches it.
I'm sure there's like it's on other stuff.
Vampire Diaries.
You know what I rewatched last night for whatever reason? I was just like sitting on the couch depressed, and I was just scrolling through Netflix, and The Hangover came up.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
It's still so fucking hilarious. Like I knew everything was
Hangover?
about to come up, and I'm like,
I haven't watched
The
that
original
movie
one.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
so
Resident
good.
Evil on Netflix. Is that new?
Apparently,
Yeah.
there's petitions to get
series,
it
yeah.
removed. That it's
Why?
like so bad.
It's dumb.
As in like
Did you watch it?
bad as in badly made or just like
I don't know.
good bad?
I'm not into that shit. So
Zombies, man.
Vampire Diaries is on Stan. You can switch to Stan. Oh, you said you
Oh,
have
maybe
Stan
that's
already.
what she's watching it on. Okay.
Oh, it's on Netflix and Stan.
Has anyone seen the new Stranger Things?
yeah, have you?
Nah, any good?
It's pretty good.
I don't want to hear it.
Hey?
I don't want to hear it.
All I said,
I want to
is
watch it, but
it's
I don't wanna
good.
hear it. I don't care what you
Oh,
say.
okay.
I don't like hearing other people's opinions.
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, I've seen season 1 of that.
No, I don't
Season.
watch
I've started season 3, and it's like,
that. Did you guys watch Sweet Tooth?
No. I know what
Fuck,
that is. I know what it is.
Yeah,
but
that was pretty good. It came out right when the pandemic started as well, and it's like exactly the same thing. And I'm like, this is hectic.
Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, season 2 is like going
It's
to
like a big dude
soon.
with
apparently.
antlers or something like that, right?
Hey,
The big dude with antlers. Is that what that is?
Wait,
basically. So
Don't.
I'm not going to tell you what fucking happens, but
Don't.
basic
I don't
rundown
wanna
of
know.
the show.
No.
It was the Mexican guy.
Yeah, basically the world's like the world's ending, right? And for whatever reason, watch the series to find out. Kids start getting born half human, half animal. Like each kid will be half an animal.
Animorphs.
Yeah, and yeah, watch the series. But it's like I didn't want to watch it, but it was one of those things when Nikita's waited so long for me to watch it with her. I'm like, nah. And then she happened to put it on while I was on the couch.
And I didn't notice.
And I was like halfway through the first episode, I'm like, let's keep watching it. And just like clocked it in a night.
I thought you didn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling through Netflix. I'm like, fuck, there's so much shit I want to watch now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cancel it. Well, I want to watch. I just remember, like, have you ever started a series, got a couple episodes in, and completely forgotten about it until it pops up again like 6 months later? And you're like, oh,
Not really.
Usually if I see a series, I'll watch it all.
Yeah.
at the same
If I'm going to commit to something, I've got to smash it out.
because I started Designated Survivor,
Okay.
and it's about
I was sick of like those politically type.
yeah, it got kind of political and a bit shitty, but it was a cool concept. It was like someone bombs the White House and kills all the significant people, and like I think it's a real life thing too that there's always, whenever there's a big congregation of all important people, they always have a designated person who's completely away. So if something crazy happens, they're nominated beforehand as like the person who will be in charge.
Yeah, right.
So it's Keith Sutherland.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. But then it got real like political. Yeah. So I was just like,
Yeah, I normally try and like Game of Thrones was the only series I started like when it started, and I fucking hated it.
You're a fucking
Really?
loser.
Why?
I got like 4
No,
episodes
like
in, I was like, eh.
I like loved Game of Thrones, but normally like Breaking Bad and shit, I waited till the last season.
Oh, I see.
So by the time I'd caught up, I was like, all right, I can finish the last season as well.
Oh, yeah.
But for whatever reason, I saw Game of Thrones pop up, and I'm like, all right, let's see what this is all about. And then every fucking year, I'm like, when am I going to find out what happens?
Yeah. You have to wait for the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll binge watch it right at the end.
Yeah.
Like Breaking Bad, probably one of my favourite. Only because I love Brian Cadence. Is that his name? Malcolm
Bryan
Middle
Cranston.
Dad. Cranston.
Oh yeah, Cranston.
Yeah. Malcolm in the Middle Dad, that's all I know.
Malcolm in the
But-
middle.
I liked him too until he dogged Kevin Hart.
Did he?
Yeah.
What do you do?
When Kevin Hart couldn't host the Oscars,
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston came out like saying he hated Kevin Hart and all this shit.
Oh, really? Well, now
It's
I
for
don't
the
like him.
views, mate.
Yeah, because they did that movie together. That was a pretty good movie as well. I forget what it was called. Do you remember that? Where Bryan Cranston's in a wheelchair and Kevin Hart's his carer.
No, I haven't seen it.
I forget what it's called, but it's pretty good.
Breaking Bad season 2.
Breaking
Cancer
Bad, the black guy.
Oh, and then Ozarks was like fucking sick.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one yet?
Nah, I told you I got like
Dude.
an episode or two in, and
Nah. Dude.
I don't. That's what
I
Siobhan
have to
says.
watch it.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah. Have you seen Eddie Murphy Delirious yet?
No, I told
Is
you
that a
the other night
genuine
that-
question?
Yeah.
Okay, so I spoke to Adrian about this. I tried to find it on, again, every streaming network I have.
I was going to
and
buy it,
find
for
it.
you, but then
Oh, really?
Well, even the only thing I could find to
Yeah.
buy was Raw. I couldn't find Delirious.
It wasn't that good. Like, it's all right.
They're
It's
both
not-
no. Don't talk to me.
Eddie
Maybe
Murphy's alright.
They're both so good. How can you be a dude that like does 2 specials and not any more like stand
'Cause-
up?
well, he
and
was
then
meant to
everyone
come-
wants you to come back. Did you just
The money's in acting. He's just like, rock up,
He
act.
doesn't need the money for he could, like obviously.
But it's easier too. Like, less work.
Why is acting easier?
Ask him. He's obviously doing it because it's easier.
Oh yeah, obviously that's clearly why.
Yeah.
Did you see that tribute to Eddie Murphy? It was like
Is he
It
dead?
was like a before there were roasts because they didn't really roast him, but it was just like showering him with accolades and stuff, and everyone talking about how good he was.
Yeah.
And then I think there was one like bit where they were like, "Oh, you should go and do stand up again." And I don't know if he talked about it or not, but he doesn't want to, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
There'd be so much pressure after those other two.
Yeah.
Apparently he's going to.
Yeah, he was meant to, and then the pandemic hit because he was meant to release.
Like a full plan.
Yeah, what was that fucking Made in America? He was meant to release Made in America 2 and then go on a stand-up tour.
Welcome to America? Or
Welcome to America.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
And
he was
then,
going to do like a tour.
Yeah, and then
right.
the pandemic hit, and now he's just like,
Fuck it.
yeah. I'm Eddie Murphy.
I'd pass. I don't need
I'm
to.
Donkey.
Fuck it. Donkey. Oh, Donkey.
What?
Was he? No.
No, that's Chris Rock.
That's Chris. That's
No,
right.
that's
sure?
the same thing this
Oh.
racist motherfucker said. Chris Rock is a zebra in Madagascar.
you're right,
Eddie
you're right,
Murphy's
that's
the
what it
donkey
was.
in Shrek.
Yeah,
We did
that's
have-
what I thought.
Not all black guys are the same.
Oh. Don't know what race had to do with it.
They both did animated characters.
They did.
Yeah, true.
I think everyone's done one.
Wait, I was thinking today. So I was milking Hamish.
What the fuck does that mean?
I was feeding Hamish milk. So
I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
I was feeding him to sleep,
Okay.
and I was staring
That
at
makes more
Could
sense.
also have been something else.
I call it milking because you have milk. Whatever. He's milking me technically.
No, don't say that.
Stop saying milking.
That's so bad.
Anyway, we milk each other.
Oh my god. So
I know where I was going with this.
So my South African teacher, right? Do you kids watch porn?
You might want to milk your mum. Anyway, there's a bookshelf. I'm just staring at it, and there was I think it was like Curious George or something. Yeah, the monkey.
Yeah.
and it was like Curious George and the magic carpet. No,
Yeah,
the
right.
magic
Dragon.
lamp. it was basically a rip off of Aladdin, but with the monkey. in it.
Yeah.
And he was on a magic carpet, and it had like the title was like the magic lamp, and it had the picture of Genie's lamp from Aladdin. It's a fucking teapot.
What do you think it was?
I thought it was a neti pod.
It's a teapot. Why do they call it the lamp? Magic lamp.
It's an oil lamp. You light the end and then the fire comes out the top.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
I was like,
I've always thought that as well. It's like a teapot.
It's just a
Because it's
teapot.
just got like a
It's like-
lid on top.
but I suppose the magic teapot sounds like shit. Like Genie lives in a teapot, or is it lantern? No, it's lamp. Yeah, lantern's a thing with a light.
Yeah.
I can show you the world.
Don't. Us.
Jaffa.
So I did.
Oh, I thought it.
Shit.
Oh
shit.
my God.
I don't know how to work.
Oh
a
my
computer.
God.
Why did it go away?
Should start employing some real people.
Really should.
Let's bring it back in.
Perfect. Here we go.
Yeah.
Pornhub.
Aladdin.
Yeah, let's cancel that subscription. Do people still pay for porn?
They'd have to for it to still be such a big thing.
Like, what's?
Why?
It's got to be the older generation.
Sometimes like Pornhub does that like free for a month thing, like little
But what-
things.
what is
What
that?
extra
And I'm
do you
like,
get?
wow, these videos are so much better. And I'm like, but I'm not going to subscribe to anything.
I don't understand what's.
It's not. It's an oil lamp. You light the end and fire comes out.
You put tea in the top and it
No,
comes
you
out.
fucking don't.
Yeah, why's it got a handle and a pori thing?
I don't know.
So where do you light?
I thought you liked like the end.
So where's the fire come out?
The end. It's just on fire like a candle.
I've never seen that as a thing ever.
Yeah.
Can you Google like a real life one on like working?
if I
real
Google
life
oil
Aladdin
lamp, it's going to
lamp.
be a fucking lantern.
And
Real life
real life.
oil lamp. Aladdin.
We'd have to.
It's not going to be.
No, because it's just going to give you a replica.
If I do not Aladdin, it's just going to be like a regular
yeah.
lantern.
Fuck me, I never
Yeah,
knew
I
that was a thing.
suppose.
So
Oh,
it's,
yeah. Right. Shit, eh?
see, that's two things
Well,
I've learnt.
yeah.
The Middle East. Look how small that is. You reckon they're all that small? I
No.
thought his one was like huge. He's
Yeah,
like rubbing it and
Genie went.
milking his
Actually,
lamp.
yeah, that was based. Where was that? Where was Aladdin based? That was
The Middle East.
Saudi,
Yeah.
like Saudi Arabia or something.
yeah.
Arabia. I think they just called it
And they all had American
because
accents.
the song was Arabian Nights.
All right, of course. The Black Aladdin.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Well, they made a movie.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it. It's really
didn't you
good.
see that?
Is that Will Smith?
Yeah.
Do you like
He
all
plays
the
a
like
genie.
remade Disney
No.
things as like real people?
I thought that one was good though. I don't know.
They're bringing out Pinocchio soon. And I'm like,
I like the
no.
originals, like only because I grew up with them. I watched.
They destroyed fucking Lion King for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Aladdin.
You're so funny. I gotta find it now.
What did they redo? Lion King like animated?
I'm gonna send you something.
Like real life Lion King.
yeah, have you not
It
seen
was like watching.
Well,
like
it's still animated.
yeah, it was animated, but it was super realistic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a nature documentary, but like
David
they were
Attenborough.
talking.
They just
and
cut David
singing.
Attenborough out of it.
And then this line like went and laid on a train track.
I actually I actually fell asleep at the movies watching it because I was like, I need to do
you
something.
went to the movies to watch it.
Yeah, I was stoked as that was like
Oh,
my
really?
favorite Disney movie ever. And then like that one came out, and I was just like, this is so bad. I need to do something to get out of this. So I'm like,
So
sleep time.
sleeping was the option.
I rewatched. I rewatched Aladdin. It was like a couple of years ago, I think. But just to see if it held up, because like Aladdin, Lion King, are probably my two favorite Disney movies. Even Lion King, like that holds up. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But as a kid, I remember them being way longer
I'm gonna send you.
for some reason.
Keep on the Disney thing. I'm gonna send something so I can.
How good's Disney?
Yeah. What's your favorite current Disney one? Have you seen Turning Red?
No, we started and Evie didn't want to watch it.
Really?
Kenzie liked it, but Evie didn't.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
What's that
I
about?
wasn't expecting.
It's
I think
about
it.
girls getting their period.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
It's better than milking my son.
It's got dark. It's only red, so I was just.
Have your kids got
Sunbaking.
into like Disney movies yet?
Hey.
Have your kids got into like Disney movies?
No,
Can I try this, Adrian?
he's still stuck on watching toys.
Can you chuck me some more ice, Ash?
He watches the Stickman series. I mean,
I still haven't
the graph-
seen that.
the
I've seen
graph
it
on
pop
I don't know
up.
what that is.
Watch Stickman, man. It's fucking good.
I remember you saying you cried in it.
I did. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just down the bottom there. It's a fridge, but if I pull the ice out and put it in the fridge before the podcast, it keeps cold enough for the podcast.
Really? Is it melted?
A little bit.
Do you want ice?
No. Okay.
So not drinking, Ash.
So
Yeah, nah.
just
I'm trying.
talking about this. Remind me of us. Yeah, okay, talk. Okay.
No,
Go,
go.
Yeah, Disney stuff. So it was a while ago. It was like when Kenzie was like pretty young. And I
Yeah.
was reading a Pinocchio, and I didn't realize like how fucked up
Is this Pinocchio?
this scene in Pinocchio is. Ready?
I don't even remember this.
Ready? So it says, in a nearby tavern, Honest John, and I don't know how you say that name.
Gideon.
Yeah. They were meeting with the coachman who liked to lure little boys to Pleasure Island. The coachman promised Honest John and Gideon money if they would help him find some boys. And this is the next page.
His name was
the
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Epstein. Here comes Jelaine.
He goes,
on the
outside
slate.
the village, Honest John turned Pinocchio over to the coachman. Pinocchio climbed aboard the stagecoach filled with boys. The coachman cracked his whip and off they went to Pleasure Island.
Fuck yeah. I want to go to Pleasure Island.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't look sus at all.
Yeah.
But she's about to milk all those little boys.
Look at all.
Why has he got such small donkeys as well?
Look at all the Chris Rocks in front of them.
Don't you remember the donkeys are little boys?
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to find the
Fuck.
most amateur horses I can
And
milk them all.
That's insane.
anyway, I
Do you
was
take
like-
these photos?
Yeah, like after I
Oh, yeah,
said
that's your thumbs.
Yeah.
Your toe thumbs.
yeah, have you seen my thumbs?
No.
I have the same thing that Megan Fox has with her thumbs.
Yeah, nice. Fuck, that's hectic.
Is it a thing?
Yeah.
Show me.
Yeah, Megan Fox always like tucks her thumbs and shit in photos.
What's like? Are they just bigger than normal?
No, it's like a deformity, I guess.
I got deformed pinkies. Oh, look up bent pinkies. There's a name for it. It's
There'll
like
be people doing this.
no. Like it's a thing. There's like a medical name for it. It's
Bent pinky.
yeah.
There we go. We looked up bent pinky.
Yeah. It's called
Oh, have you seen
Linda Dactyly.
Do you remember
see that little graphic there? That little diagram?
Yeah.
That's what
Oh, type in Brian Fletcher, Pinky.
penis.
Okay.
Do you remember Brian Fletcher?
No.
Played for the Roosters and Rabbitohs years ago. Now he's on the Matty John show.
Oh, yeah.
His fucking hand. Go to images and I'll tell you which one to click on.
Oh, you mean Finch? Is it Finch? They call him Finch? No,
No, they call him Fletch.
Fletch. Okay.
Fuck, it's not coming up. But like his finger is permanently at a right angle. Like he'll be talking on the Matty John show, and it'll just be
It's like this.
yeah.
Are you sure you were looking at something? Did I spell his name wrong?
Just no, that's it.
Yeah.
I think you're lying to me. Is
No,
it a different dude?
100%.
All right, I'll find.
Okay, all good. Just type in like Brian Fletcher, and it'll probably come up with
This family of like singers, they all have like messed up fingers.
Oh man.
How do you know this? Does that dude have holes in his hand? Oh no.
They just got messed up fingers. Like they're all short and bent
why?
and stuff. It's just like a genetic defect. And like I think they have like 8 siblings or maybe more, and some like most of them have it, but some of them don't. So.
They should be putting these pictures on smoking packets.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that documentary of the of that town in the States where their like water supply or whatever got fucked up by plastic or some shit like that?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of the state. It's like famous for
And then Nikita got full into like she threw out all our plastic shit, and I'm like,
Or the BPA stuff?
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Is that what it was?
yeah, it was.
Flint, Michigan?
US.
Yeah, I think so.
Michigan.
Was it just like factories off water?
Yeah, I think they were like
Contamination?
flushing all their shit into the river or whatever, and then
Oh god.
maybe it wasn't Michigan. Flint, Michigan was something to do with race, wasn't it?
I don't know.
That's every state in America. Yeah, the water in Flint is like a big... They don't want to fix it because it's such a campaigning issue.
80% of all samples contain tiny plastic particles.
Wait, wasn't that the Julia Roberts movie? The famous one? That
Maybe.
she
We
was
watched some documentary and some movie about it, so probably.
Yeah, she's like a lawyer trying to like...
Yeah,
make a case.
yeah, that's it.
Fuck, what's that called?
Water movie.
Water.
Water.
That says Aaron Brockovich.
Brockovich. Yeah, that's the... Yeah, Aaron
that
Brockovich. Yeah,
Fuck, I don't think that's the one we watched.
That's the old movie. Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
super old. Is
yeah,
it old?
it's a real life. It's based on a real thing of like a lawyer that. Oh, that's probably her name. It was
Aaron Brockovich.
representing all the people.
Aaron
who, like,
Brockovich is her name.
yeah, that had like cancer and shit from the war. But she had to go up against like massive corporations, and yeah, it's fucking pretty crazy.
Oh yeah.
I watched a doco on.
Hinkley groundwater contamination incident.
I watched a doco years ago. I want to find it again, but it's about when they had lead in
Paint.
in petrol,
Yeah, right.
fuel. It, like we call it unleaded still. It's like it's all unleaded.
Yeah.
There is no leaded fuel because it's not legal. Anyway,
So you're telling me.
At some stage, this would suggest that there was once lead in the fuel.
yes, it was. That's true. It's fact.
He
Yeah.
didn't pick up on
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't think of that. It's your one joke.
No one knows what we're talking about. Anyway, so yeah, the doco was about they were taking the fuel companies to court because so many people were, like that were dying and had all these cancers and stuff were detecting high levels of lead in their body. So they were saying there's a strong correlation between the amount of lead that's being pumped in the atmosphere
Yeah.
and people dying from lead poisoning.
Yeah, right.
And I think it took like 11 years, like over a decade or something, for them to finally win the case. But the corporations were so strong and just funneling so much money into it that they could just, no one could beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Heaps of fucked up stories like that.
So you think like what's happening right now that we're like, whatever. And then like in 10 years time, it's like, fuck, really?
Yeah.
We let that happen for so long? And it would be like, it would be like energy drinks or something.
No, it'll be
Go on, make your
Vaping.
prediction.
Starts with a V.
Yeah.
It'd be what?
vaping.
Vaping, you reckon? Like,
There's
okay.
something sketchy about it, eh?
No, but
'Cause
not even
I
that.
honestly,
So the biggest thing about go.
I was just going to say, I honestly like considered it a couple of weeks ago just to
Exactly.
like,
And that's the thing.
just to buy it because I'm like, oh, it smells good and like
You know what? Still smells good.
It'd be like a good, because when I go out at night and shit, everyone's just out the back smoking and shit, and like I've got nothing to do except drink.
Yeah.
So
That's
like,
the thing. That's why.
yeah,
So vaping is like, if you're a smoker and you're using vaping to get off smoking, then there's indication that probably vaping is better for you. But starting vaping from being a non-smoker is bad.
Yeah.
And
And the fact that kids can do it now and hide it. You couldn't. It was hard to smoke a cigarette and hide it. Now you can literally do it in class.
And it's even worse
and no
for
one would
kids.
know. Yeah.
What's that?
And it's got the
what's that
addictive
vaping
chemicals.
disease?
popcorn lung.
No. Or maybe that might be the street name.
Also, that
Street. I am pretty straight.
there was a lot of campaigning from the cigarette companies about
Ivali.
this person died from vaping. It's like it's clearly going up against your industry, so you're going to put out some propaganda there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like 6 people
Called
died
Ivali.
this year
It's
from
called
vaping.
Ivali.
Okay, is that all?
Because there's like there's the weed vapes and shit you can get, which I don't think are
Because
as
it's lung
bad.
damage. Yeah.
Everything causes lung damage.
No. But this is like.
As we sit here drinking
Well, I think-
straight alcohol,
I think the
poison.
weed. I think the
Doesn't go to
weed
lungs,
vapes.
mate. I don't inhale the alcohol.
it goes to your liver.
I think the weed vapes are like a mini oven, so I don't think they're as bad.
How many people die a year of vaping, like from vaping injuries?
Well, have they been around long enough for like that shit?
Vaping's
who's
been
to
around-
say-
you can
I
get
remember
it.
when we used to work at the old place. That
Oh,
that
the old place.
That's probably what 10 years ago now. 2012.
Yeah, well, I would have got fired in 2011.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So
because I
13
finished
years
school.
ago.
Finished school 2009. Fuck,
I remember
maybe
vape.
2010. Yeah.
I remember vaping was coming out around then, and they're like, "This is terrible." It's
Really?
fucking yeah. Because I remember being in the factory, hearing it on the news, and like,
Yeah, okay.
how is fucking vaping any worse than cigarettes? Can't be.
Well, next week's episode, I reckon we all get a vape and see what it's all about.
When they first came out, we had some.
What makes it sketchy is when Jake vapes and he goes, "Oh, yuck!" I'm like, "What?" And he goes,
Oh, he hit the
battery
"Oh,
acid."
it's the battery acid."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why is the battery in the vape?" It
said
doesn't
that
make
the other day
fucking
as well.
sense.
I think it's like you burn the coil. Like there's a coil that heats up the liquid and turns it into
Yeah.
vapor. And like the cheap, shitty ones that we had, if you ran out, so we used when they first came out and we bought them, you buy like a pen. It looked like a pen, like it just looks like a pen, like a straw essentially. And you could fill the end up with liquid, whatever juice you wanted to get. And inside there's a coil, and the coil heats up. And then if you run it without the juice, it like tastes fucked. And I think that like that'll fuck you up.
Because I picked his up off his bench the other day, and I was like tipping it around, holding it in the light, and I could see the liquid and shit. I thought it was just a solid black tube. And I'm like, "Oh, this is sketchy." He's like, "Stop fucking flipping it around because you're mixing all the battery acid and shit with it. It's going to be fucked."
So dumb.
And I'm like,
that's
don't you just throw it in your pocket and walk around
Yeah.
with it? And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "So wouldn't that be like shaking it up anyway?" He's like, "Oh, it's just weird for some reason when you tip it upside down."
Just don't touch my pen.
I don't know if that's what it is. It's not, they wouldn't let you suck the battery acid out.
That's what I thought. But
Yeah.
he keeps saying like
I think that's just like,
it burns the battery or something. Yeah.
It's probably just the disgusting juice at the bottom with no flavour left in it.
I remember chewing on a battery once when I was younger.
I used to buy batteries
And
all the time.
Why?
yeah, I
I
just
still
because
do it.
they just crumple in your mouth.
No,
and then
not
and then
because of that.
and then it came out. And
I never did that. I was
I was
always
sitting
too
in
scared to
class.
even like, you know how they say lick a battery? I was always too scared to do
really?
that. I thought I was going to lick it. It was going to like throw me across the room or some shit.
Have you done it since? You should do it.
No, because like, again, on the farm, the way to test
We used to look at this car battery.
the way to test if an electric fence was working was to pick a like blade of grass and hold it on there, and it'd give you like a small electric
now,
shock.
James, you got to stick your balls on it, or I'll cut them off.
And there was so many times where maybe like the blade of grass wasn't thick enough or something, and I'd do it and I'd just like throw my arm back, and I was like, I'm scared of electricity.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate like I jump on the trampoline with Josh and he jumps on me
yeah.
and statics
That's
me.
the funnest
and I
game.
fucking hate static, man.
Yeah.
Like I jump like
I hate
a horror
it too.
movie. Yeah.
But it's like
so-
that's the biggest game on our trampoline at the moment. The four of us will get on there, and it's just like every man for themselves. And poor little
We can't be
Parker, like,
friends.
poor little Parker can barely walk, and we're just like zap zap.
Get him, he can't move.
It's got like major heart issues going on. Yeah, I can't do electricity except like that one time when we had that fucking voltage reader that Telstra uses or some shit, and I got attached to
I
it.
didn't know you then. Okay, I wonder if
I think we've told you the story before, but
So we have.
what is it again? An amp?
So when I was working at the video store, the people that were my bosses at the time, they still work. We've been our friends for ages.
Yeah,
And so he said he has this thing that they used to, you know, when like everyone had freaking phones, and before they were actually like digital or whatever, it used to be just like a line that connected all the houses.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
a line that ran to your house. And so to test the phones, they used to have this thing, and it's then like you'd like the, I don't know who the telco was at the time, but the telco had, they had this thing that they clipped to the lines, and they wound this box and send high voltage down the line to see if it'd ring on the other end or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And so he got given one, and it's like this super old box, and essentially just makes high volts but real low amps, so it won't kill you. It just like shocks.
Yeah,
Fucks you up. And so he's attached two little metal rods to the end of the two wires, and you like hold onto them, and then they like crank it really fast and like
It locks your hands on, and you're in their control. Like they can just keep winding it.
Yeah,
And you're
like they have a rule. They're like, if you say stop, we'll stop, but you have to say the word stop.
Yeah.
If your jaw gets locked,
And you're like, fuck, motherfucker, they won't stop until you say stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we were drunk as fuck one night doing it, and
I wonder what year do you
I know
reckon
I
that
got.
was?
Oh, you filmed it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you be in your phone because we got our boss with it too.
Oh, true.
Yeah, he was there, and then I remember he's getting locked onto it,
How
and
did
then
we
I was
end
like,
up
I
there?
can tolerate, but I was really drunk, so I didn't really care.
How did we end up there?
We just went there to fucking.
Why though? That seems so weird. Like, why? How do we?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was like when we all got our P's and shit. I don't know why, because we're fucking losers.
turning red.
We thought we were like street youths. So we all had like a weapon in our cars.
Like a trolley pole.
I just
your weapon?
I just had a like metal baseball bat, and one of my mates had a taser. And every night we'd get fucked up. We'd just go to his car and be like, all right, let's start tasing each other. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh!
it
Did
was
you
so
do
fun.
it?
Yeah.
What was that drinking challenge that people would do? They like drink however many shots or whatever. Like I don't know. It was like, you know how there's a
Saturday
stupid like
night.
there was like stupid fad that was going around.
There's so many fads. Remember like planking? And
I started a hashtag around the planking time, but it didn't take off. It's
planking was when we still worked together because
Yeah.
I'd be on site and you'd send me a photo of you on like
the Coke machine.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Look up a hashtag on Instagram. It's Chaka Rocky. I started that, and there's two.
There's one post.
There's
What
two.
is a Rocky?
Chaka Rocky. Just one word.
I noticed the other day I was scrolling on his Instagram as well, and because I don't have a personal account, there's some random James Misson that's been getting
Yeah.
tagged in the comedy shows I've been on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Chaka. It's
Not
on.
Rocky.
It's on Instagram. I don't know if it comes up like
Like
everywhere.
that, spell like that, or with a Y?
ROCKY. But it's a hashtag.
Chuck Norris.
How about? You might have to go to.
Wait, I don't know
Instagram.
if I'm logged in on
if you go to
hashtag.
So there's, if you find the would it be on Google, like just Google
Yeah.
Images?
Yeah, I'll open up another page. And see.
Anyway, there's two. If you find that hashtag on Instagram, there's two photos that pop up, and it's me and a friend, and I was like, this is gonna take off.
Like-
and it's
Oh, yeah,
you have to, if you see like a pile of rocks, you have to pose like a rock in front of it. Take a photo.
that's almost as
It's-
lame as church as fuck.
No, there's,
That's church.
there's no hashtag Chaka Rocky anymore.
Okay, I'll find it. I know it exists.
Maybe they got rid of it.
They're like, nah, this is still gonna take off.
Years ago, I was like, reckon I could make church take off, and like I spent a week just walking around going, "Oh, that's church."
As in
Oh,
like tame
church
or
is
lame or
fuck.
whatever. I heard that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You're a fucking liar.
No, I'm not.
It took
Honestly.
It took off. It worked.
Honestly, I did. I heard it.
Can we go back?
Yeah, I found it. Did you find it? That's me.
That's so dumb.
I don't know, you
That's
probably
so
can't get
good.
it up on the thing, but
Because it's on your private
and
account or
there's a
something.
friend doing it. Anyway, we didn't really push it. So,
Yeah, right.
so there's only two. You know, when you like type a hashtag in that's not very popular, it comes up with fewer than 100.
Yeah.
It says fewer than 100 and there's two.
You did snorting alcohol too. I didn't remember.
I snorted alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You
don't remember?
loose.
I don't remember this.
Loose.
What did I snort?
I don't know if it was vodka or what, but they put something on a lid and you snorted it.
Oh, man. Okay, after the podcast, we got to watch these videos. Or if you can link your phone to the thing and watch them now.
You can.
Nah, there's other people in these videos
Yeah, there are.
that we work with. So
Oh, really? I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Did I have the one of you doing the electric thing? I don't know.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, it's not that bad.
I got the one of someone else doing it. He looks so young now.
Now well then.
Okay. Maybe it's a table it for later. This is 2015. I don't remember I knew you then.
15. I've known you for like 8 years now.
That means I must have known you before that. If he's in your phone as Ash, James's mate.
Jams, mate, yeah.
Jam's mate.
Jams.
He's still in there as that.
How does that make you feel?
Old.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about how old I am today.
Yeah.
How old are you?
35.
Yeah,
Are you
right.
35 already?
June.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure I'm 35. I'm at that point where, like, how old are you? I'm like, fuck,
Mm.
can't really.
I stopped keeping track.
Yeah.
I just can't be bothered.
You've never had to keep track. Like, when you turn, like, there's milestone ages. So you turn 10 and it's like, yeah, double digits. And then it's like, can't wait to be 15. And then you're 15. The next
10
thing's,
and a half.
Yeah.
and then the next thing's 18. And then it's 21. And then it's all downhill from there.
Yeah.
And then it's what am I? Who cares?
I hate my birthday.
Why?
It's just my least favorite day of the year.
Why?
Because it's just a day where everyone that
James.
doesn't,
All the attention you
yeah,
don't want.
everyone that
Next
doesn't
birthday, we're
talk,
gonna throw him the biggest
everyone that
prize.
doesn't talk to you for the whole year randomly decides they
Oh,
want
yeah.
to talk to you for that one day.
Because
all the
Facebook
all the
says it's your
Facebook.
birthday.
Yeah. It's like, happy birthday, man. It's like, who the fuck are you? I don't know, but you just popped up in my birthday suggestions.
Yeah, I used to have a mate that he made his birthday wrong intentionally. I'm like, you don't know when my birthday is.
yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I hate it when fucking people message you that one day of the year for the birthday and then like a week out from tax time.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. My mum messages me like whenever it's my birthday, she'll send a text on the minute I was born. It's like, it's 4 past
really?
2 and you were born.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
That's
I wonder if
cute.
she has a reminder.
Yeah.
4 past 2 I was born.
Yeah, I have one friend
time
that
I was born.
I used to text her and like and say happy birthday on her birthday.
Hmm.
But I looked and I was like, the last 3 texts are just happy birthday on your birthday. Like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so bad.
My kid was born at 7:07. I was like, you couldn't have held out for 4 minutes.
Why?
7-Eleven.
Oh my God.
But I was extremely grateful that my child was healthy and born too early.
Yeah, Westy was 6:18.
How do you remember that? I only remember the date. That's
It's on
it.
posters out in
I just
our
remember
lounge
blood
room.
everywhere.
I look at them every day.
Ours is on posters too.
Oh, really?
Not a poster, like they've got like a thing.
Today I was scrolling back through my photos just because Josh loves to look at old shit. And I got back to like Hamish's birth.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the videos of, because she had a cesarean for that.
Yeah.
Like an emergency one. And, I
That's
suppose,
not what I was thinking.
I'm like, can't wait to milk my kid.
Oh, you want to see something fucked up about
Red. No.
purple?
Purple, yeah. Well, you see, he looks so purple. But the first video is like him going onto her chest and just like, he was like his first cry sort of thing. And he was kind of like doing this, and then he just went completely still. And I remember I was like filming, and then it was about 15 seconds of just complete stillness to the point where the doctor's
He was
like,
like, "You, are
starting
you
to
gonna be all right, mate?"
Yeah. He was like, I think this might go viral.
Yeah. Shit. Anyway, the doctor had to like come over and start like nudging him, and I started putting the camera down. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. And then he started crying. I was like, oh god,
Yeah.
thank God.
That's so
I fucking
stressful.
Yeah, I hated that.
And
It felt like so helpless in both births. And I was like,
Yeah, the cesarean was like way worse. For her,
yeah.
she fucking hates. She goes, I'd go through childbirth 10 times
Yeah.
She
again.
wasn't prepared for it, like
Yeah,
because you
well,
said it was emergency.
The
well, it
first,
wasn't emergency. It was like we couldn't correct him because he was breached, and the whole week leading up, she I think she went to like 2 or 3 spinning sessions to try and like spin him,
yeah.
and just couldn't do it, and that was like traumatic enough for her. And
Yeah.
she's like, "Fuck, looks like we're booking in a Caesar." She's in like the whole not being in control thing.
Yeah. With Westy, we're at like the hospital every like fucking second week with him. And then one Sunday, Nikita woke up and she was like bleeding. And she's like, we got to go to the hospital. And I'm like, oh, fucking righto. She's like,
How inconvenient.
Doesn't this happen all the time?
she's like, oh, put all the bags and stuff in the car. And I'm like, no, I've done this like every week for the last like 2 months. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing it. We get to the hospital and they're like, we have to induce you and get the kid out now. And I'm just sitting there going, I didn't put the bags in the car.
Oh no, I gotta run home.
Yeah, Nikita's just looked at me. So she had to like go through all the inducing and shit by herself while I had to run back and get the bags.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck. Our
I
first
should have got the bags.
with Joshy, she went into labour. Now what happened? Okay, so we went to the doctors. It was like on the day of one of the final checkups. So we went to the midwife and got checked, and then she was like, "Oh, do you want to book?" Because they always want you to book a time in to induce. Like it's just way more convenient for them.
Yeah, yeah.
And like apparently, there's some statistic that a lot more children are being born within work hours now because they're being pressured into like doing it because they don't want to come in like off schedule.
Yeah.
It's just, anyway, that's just a thing. Anyway, so she basically talked her into like booking in a day and a time and shit.
Yeah.
And she was always against it. She's like, I want everything to be natural. I don't want to force it. If I book it in and then something goes wrong, I'll feel like shit. Blah,
Nikita
blah.
was the same.
Anyway, on the way home after we'd booked one in, she's like started like tearing up. It's like, I'm not fucking doing that. Call up and cancel. So I called up and cancelled. And on the way home, when we went there, she did the whole like they stimulate her to like sort of bring it on earlier. I forgot what it's called, but I know
your husband's probably never done this.
Yeah. Anyways, so on the way home, she's like, "Fuck, I feel something. I think it's like a contraction.
I think it's an orgasm."
Never experienced this before.
Stimulated me.
We should go back to her.
Sorry, carry on. Carry on, I'm sure.
How much have you?
Not much.
Now I'm all stressed out.
Why?
Maybe that's what it was. Nah. So we got home and I rang the midwife to cancel the appointment. I was like, I think the baby's coming anyway, so might as well cancel it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that night the contractions started and she was like, okay, yeah, definitely contractions. And then her mum and grandma came around. She's like, I'm not telling her because they'll stay and it'll just be stressful and I don't want that to happen. Anyway, so we had dinner and stuff, and she's like grabbing my hand like under the table, like having contractions.
What?
Yeah, like just didn't want to like let anyone know that was happening.
Why?
But
why?
Just because like they would want to be there and just be like pressure, right. You know.
Right.
I don't know if they know this.
Why didn't you cancel the dinner?
Oh, it was all happening. So
I know it was
didn't let anyone down.
Ash is sitting there awkwardly going, "We can't leave before dessert."
The train's already left the station. We can't get off now.
Just hold it. Yeah.
Hold it. Yeah, it's not a piss.
Yeah. I was like, I sound selfish, but like during like the contractions, like when they started getting bad,
like, oh man,
Katie was like, like there's no way of being comfortable. Like we're in the living room. She's like, no, I got to be outside. So we'd go outside, and it was in summer. And the second we walk outside at my place, we get smashed with mozzies.
Yeah.
And I was just getting hammered with mozzies. I'm like, oh, we should go back inside. And then it just started pissing down rain. So she's like, all right, time to go. And it was like 4 hours of contractions. And then we hopped in the car and it was just pissing down rain. And we pulled up to the first set of lights. Oh, no, it wasn't raining yet. But we pulled up to the first set of lights and she wanted the windows down. And she's just like, oh, in the car. And I'm at like next to another car at the lights. I'm just like winding the window.
You're embarrassing me.
Stop it. And then it started pissing down rain. We got to the hospital and like we had to like get from the car to the door and just pissing down. It's like, fuck yeah. And then
how inconvenient.
And then at the hospital we went to, it was like walk all the way through the lobby to the elevator, go up, walk the length of the hospital, go down 2 flights of stairs. It was like so fucking
Are you sure there's not another
there.
entry to the hospital?
Probably. There was probably one. Anyway, so we did that. And then I had to go back and get all the bags and stuff. That's what triggered this thought. And just covered in fucking rain. I had to go all the way back to the car.
You mean water?
Yeah. I had such a terrible night.
Ash gets back. The nurse is like, "Is everything okay?" To Katie.
No.
Ash is like, "Well, no, actually, I'm drenched."
And then, and of course, it happened like she went into labour at like 5 o'clock in the arvo. So I was like, "Fuck it, it's gonna be an all-nighter now."
Yeah. Am I going to make work in the morning?
Yeah, I can't be late. but I had to stay awake all night.
Oh,
Yeah.
But what was shit was like she couldn't sit down. She was in that much pain through labour of 12 hours of just pacing. She had to stand up. That was the only way to be half comfortable. And they're like, because we went to the private hospital and they have like a real big room. It's real nice lighting and like they have couches and stuff. And I'm like, I can't sit down comfortable on a couch while she's going through this. So I stood the whole time. And I was like trying not to fucking collapse and fall asleep. And I was like aching and shit. And I'm like, it's nothing compared to what she's going through, obviously. And then she's like, she kept having to like go to the toilet and just sit down on the toilet. Yeah. Because that was kind of like the only position she could be comfortable in. Yeah. And every time she did that, I was just collapsing on the couch, like, if I could power nap for 5 minutes. And then she'd be coming back out, like, back up again. And then they did the whole gas thing. And it's like, the second the nurse walked out, I'm like, give me that.
Yeah.
So good.
That was, Nikita was like adamant, like, through all her pregnancy, she's like, I'm doing it 100% natural no matter what. And like, she did both of them without any, like, no gas, no nothing. And I'm like, fucking... So then I was like, I'll might as well use the gas that's designated for this room. So I'm like sucking the fuck out of the gas for Westy.
Like, we're low on gas. Well, the other pregnant people are like, we got none left.
It wasn't on. Like, I'm sucking so hard and I'm like, there's no gas.
Passing out.
So like the nurse comes in and I'm like, I don't know if the gas is on. And like,
who are you talking to, James?
She's like, we said.
I'm pretty sure she was like, Nikita said she was going to do it all natural or something. So we haven't turned the valve. And I'm like, I can do it.
Yeah, I'm not going natural.
Yeah. So let's use the fucked up thing the nurse said to us after.
No.
So literally, like, the whole birth thing went, and it was like, 13 hours or something of just craziness. And then, and then without going into like too much detail, like one of our close friends that we all know, there was a lot of traumatic bleeding and splitting and blah, blah, blah. So there's so many like stitches and shit being thrown around. And then randomly, after all that shit went down, there's like a screaming baby over there, like doctors stitching. And then the nurse looks at me and goes, oh, just so you know, you're not allowed to have sex for at least 24 hours. And I'm like, what the fuck?
At least.
Yeah, I'm like, do I look like some sort of sexual deviant that's just keen to get back in there? I'm like, move out of the way, doc.
Are you joking?
You can have a brother now.
100%.
At least 24.
Because Nikita even
How
said
about 24 weeks?
Yeah, exactly. Nikita even said it as well, like after they left. She's like, why did they mention that? I'm like, I don't know.
It's like, you just look like that type of guy.
My tick in my hand.
I think I checked this box on the form when we came in.
Tick in my hand.
That's like traumatized me forever. I'm like,
really?
that's such a fuck
It
thing to
must
say.
happen.
Yeah, it must for them to say that.
People
That's
must
so
come
bad.
back in and it's like, oh, we tried to have sex.
That's so bad.
Holy
I
fuck.
couldn't think of anything worse.
I can only think of one
For you or her?
Oh, can you get them to get these stitches
Yeah.
out? They're itchy.
They're really uncomfortable on me.
It's not working for me. Can you stimulate her again and then I'll come in? And then come and milk me.
I was saying to Katie today, because we were talking about, we're joking about having a third. And she's like, I couldn't go through that again. And then I'm like, when I grew up in my old street, there was a family down the road, and like all my mates were just from this family because the mum had 13 kids.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, and ranging from like, I don't know, all ages. Anyway, so I was just like thinking about it, and I go, because mum would always joke about, fuck, she must have so many prolapses and all this. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Probably.
Now I know what that shit is.
Yeah.
And I was saying to Kay, I'm like, surely she's had, because I'm like heavily religious too. I'm like, surely she's had like C-sections because nothing would be working anymore.
You can only have so many C-sections though.
How many?
Oh, okay. You'd just be putting a door in there now, wouldn't you? Just like at the handle. But I was thinking, come the 13th time, you wouldn't like having sex. You just walk in, jack off, and walk back out. Like,
What are you talking about?
it'd be so destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw an extra stitch in there.
Don't. Why?
Did you? Were you that guy that said that?
No.
So
Someone we know said that. They were describing their birthing story in in-depth detail, and he goes,
So you not picked it up.
and he goes, oh, when the doctor was stitching her, I said, throw an extra stitch in there, and I was like, do you reckon he's heard that before? He's like, I don't know, and I'm
Probably.
like, yeah, I'm like, I
Did
guarantee.
you not know that story?
Oh no, he rings a bell now. I'm like, okay.
It's burnt into my brain.
That's like, I think that's the first time I've heard of someone else. Like, Dad's one of 14. And
You're such a story topper.
huh? No,
One of 14.
you're a
that's
mattress
hectic.
topper.
Yeah, well, I know someone had 15.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. That's the first time I ever heard anyone like say that they've had like pretty much the same amount of kids.
That's a lot, hey? Because that's pregnant for what? How many? 14.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's hectic.
It's funny because they had.
That's
there was
not
a-
all. I think there's 2 sets of twins, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
There was an order too when
That's cheating.
she had 4 boys, 2 girls, 4 boys, 2 girls.
It's a pattern.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was like, oh, and there must be like another one. Might have been 12. Anyway, but yeah, there's a weird pattern going on. I
Yeah.
was like, maybe everyone has a pattern,
Maybe.
I don't think
but
so.
no one
Nikita
has enough
got-
kids to know.
Yeah, Nikita got into that shit because she we got the 2 boys and she's had 5 miscarriages. So apparently there's a thing,
Who has?
Nikita.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Apparently there's a thing where if your body, like it's all mumbo jumbo, I think.
It's woo-woo.
Yeah. But apparently if your body can't carry a certain gender, it just like
Oh, real?
miscarriages it. So she reckons they're like 5 girls. But I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. There's like, yeah, I
A
don't know.
chromosome thing, or
Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know. Maybe.
at what like stage? Like early?
Pretty early. I think the oldest one was like, I don't really remember, like 16 weeks or something.
That's pretty like far.
Mm.
That's fucked.
So that's why like no one really knew about Parker until he was like pretty much here.
Yeah.
But like we didn't want to say anything,
get
but
it.
Yeah.
you're pregnant? I told you about my. Yeah, I think I did tell you. When I was at the hairdressers and that girl walked in.
Yeah,
And
you told us.
Yeah. Did I tell you on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I won't repeat the story.
You can repeat the story if you want.
Oh, basically, I just said because
Yep.
she knew me from swimming class, and I was like, oh, you left because you were pregnant. She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, how's the baby? And she goes, oh, I'm due in 5 weeks. I'm like, oh fuck.
No, actually,
Or 2
now that I
weeks.
rehear this story, I think that's not as bad as it should be. Like, it's going well. Like, there's nothing wrong, no complication.
No, but I was like, how did it all go? How's the baby? Like I said it as if you've had the baby,
Yeah.
and like in my head, I'm thinking after it all went down, I was like, hopefully she took that as like, oh, he can't tell I'm pregnant. I must look good. But she's probably gonna think I'm that overweight that I'm
Fucking hell.
soz.
Soz.
So I haven't gone back to the hairdresser.
Oh, what do you reckon? Is that enough birthing stories for everyone?
We haven't heard yours, Adrian.
My what?
Your birthing
Jadrian?
story.
My birthing story. I don't remember.
It's like I have kids.
I was so high.
When I was
They're like 2 days that are just like scarred. Like I can remember every second of both
Really?
those. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I had 2 planned C-sections.
Oh, really?
They're fine.
so everything went well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can legit remember like
Well,
every second.
Yeah.
Adrian's well scheduled.
she I have a watch. She I had one bleed out thing afterwards, where she was like in the in the shower, and then she was like, "Oh, something's not good," and then I think there's like a button thing in the shower that you press, and like she pressed the button, smashed this button, and then like 64 people ran into the room, and I was like just
Who
standing,
died?
standing in the corner because I couldn't do anything. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm just gonna get in the way if I try and do something. So I'm just like,
100%.
You curled up in a ball, like sucking your thumb. So much blood.
and then like her recollection of the event was like, I turned away and like didn't want to look or something. I was like, that's not what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I can't. I'm just gonna get in the way.
I'm just a scientist.
At that stage, I was just a cabinet maker.
If you guys have any,
That's an important job.
if you guys have any math you need worked out, just let me know. You can fix your iPhone.
I could have fixed your iPhone. He thinks that's funny because I'm Asian. That's why.
No, I remember that being a big thing when we worked together at the original.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you were fixing everyone's screen.
Yeah.
And my screen was broken at the time, but we didn't know each other well enough.
What do you mean?
At the time, my screen was broken. So I just paid another guy at a shopping centre to fix it.
Was he Asian?
How much did he charge you?
I don't know.
How much did he charge
I
you?
didn't take any notice.
He was Mexicanish?
He was Asian. How much did he charge you?
I don't remember.
Too
It was
much.
years ago,
More
probably.
than $50.
Yeah, I'd say it was $50.
Worth it though, because I'm not going to do it. That video. the first video of like Hamish on Katie's chest was like, oh, such a lovely video, like watching it and stuff. When we first watched back and pressed the sound on, all you can hear in the background is the vacuums going, just like sucking all the blood. Like, this video's ruined.
I don't think there were any vacuums. I could think of.
Oh, like after a C-section, like any blood, like they have to like clean up all the inside. Like, I think because there's a lot of shit going on in there, they got to clean you out.
Yeah, we never had a C-section. I've seen videos and shit. Seems intriguing.
I got pictures.
Yeah, I don't
It
know
goes
if I
down
could-
so
I don't
quick,
know
eh?
if I could do it.
2 minutes.
I walked in,
Yeah.
they prepped her. I walked in, they had to put the gloves on my shoes and my head and shit.
I don't think they're called gloves that go on your shoes.
I was like a hairnet, and then it looked like there's like shoe.
yeah,
shoe
I think they're
hairnets.
called
Yeah.
booties or something.
Yeah, I had to put my booties on.
They're,
And
not
my
called,
booties.
they're definitely not called gloves.
Yeah. So they dressed me up. I walked
Yeah.
in, sat down, and I was kind of like, there's a lot going on right now. There's like 60 doctors just like beep beep, little fucking beeps going on.
Oh, yeah,
and
the
shit.
doctors are there making the noise.
Yeah. Then they turn the machines on,
Yeah.
and like,
That's all I can imagine in my head. It's like,
I just thought of a good
honestly.
movie idea.
so one of the nurses there, and she was like so good, and she, like one of the midwives, she's like, it's important that you like really help her out, coach her through it, and give her support. And I'm like, yeah, well, for sure. And I was like, are you good, baby? You all right? Like this. And then she basically got in between us, and she's like nestling her head and is like, you've got this. You got this. You're so strong. And I'm just like in the background going, yeah, you do it for me.
That was the same because I forgot the bag and shit. And Nikita wanted to do it all natural. She had like this whole, she had it all planned out in her head, like the perfect pregnancy.
Of course.
So she didn't have like a fucking Spotify playlist. She didn't have like,
Oh, all that shit you plan.
yeah,
There's no like,
exactly.
I'm at the C-section.
She didn't have anything.
clinic.
And then she's like, rub my back. And I'm rubbing her back. She's like, no,
doing
like
it
not
wrong.
that spot. And I'm like trying to rub it. And then
Do it like YouTube said.
And then the midwife will come in and she'll be like, oh, you're doing amazing, beautiful. And
Grinding
yeah. And she'll be like rubbing the perfect spot.
Stimulating
And I'll be
it.
like, I was just rubbing that exact spot.
They're just scissoring in the background.
We did baby transfer.
It's 3 days later. 3 days later, I'm just standing there with my child. They're still scissoring.
I'm now pregnant. I just thought of a movie idea.
I did, so did. What do you reckon? Call it on that?
Oh. All right.
All right.
Catch up.
Sweet. See you later.